Hello students, welcome to Introduction to Economics, and this is tutorial 1. It's about economic growth and technology. Okay, we're going to start by looking at the sixth multiple choice problem, and here we go. Right, we can see that there is a production function displayed here. So we've got output on the vertical axis, in particular the kilos of grain, and input, in particular the number of farmers, on the horizontal axis. Okay, and we're given 4 statements, and we are asked to determine which of them are correct. And I'll give you a little bit more explanation of the underlying economics in the course of looking at the statements. Okay. Part A is a simple calculation part. It claims that the average product of labour is 2,800 when the input is 300. Now we can see very clearly that's false. The average product of labour is of course equal to the total product divided by the labour input, and reading off the graph, we can see that the relevant output is 894,000, and therefore when we divide by the labour input, we get a figure of 319.3 that is in fact higher than the stated amount. Now on to part B. This is the more theoretical part. It says the decreasing slope of the rays from the origin to the production function along the curve indicate the decreasing average product of labour. Okay, a ray, of course, is a line from, it's a straight line from the origin to a particular point on the curve, right? And we can see that these lines are getting shallower as we move out to the right, as the number of farmers increases, in the sense that OA is steeper than OB, right? And this is indicative of the phenomenon of decreasing marginal returns to scale. And when there's decreasing marginal returns to scale, it means that the next farmer is less productive than the previous one, and this is associated with a decreasing average product of labour, right? So we know that part B is correct, it's true. Part C states that if the production curve is an upward sloping straight line, then there is no diminishing average product of labour. Well, this is perhaps one of the simpler ones. We know that's true, right? If the production function is a straight line, then the product of each worker is the same, so the marginal product of labour is the same, and therefore the average product of labour will also be the same. Okay, now on to part D. This statement says it asks whether it's possible that there are economies of scale, and they look at what happens when we move from having one farmer to having a second farmer, and they're saying that the average product increases as they efficiently share the workload, and we know that this is possible. This phenomena is called the division of labour, and this was a crucial crucial mechanism driving the industrial revolution, and when we scale this up to the level of nations, we talk about comparative advantage, and this is where if we imagine that the two farmers, the two farm workers are two countries, and we know that it's most productive for both countries if each farmer in each country specialises in what they're relatively more efficient at. Okay, and thank you for listening. If you have any more questions, feel free to email me.